Hello and welcome back to the first episode of our series. In this series, we'll dive into car mechanics and car business setup and running. We will do this through Car Mechanics Simulator 2021. So even if it is through gameplay, but we will look into the professional, technical, and business side of it. So we will use the very good visuals of Car Mechanics Simulator, and through real-time play, we will look at different scenarios, different simulations, and we will start to build a business from scratch, make it a big, well set up, good running business, as well as we're going to look into the technical side of it, looking at car mechanics and all the hacks, all the tricks of a car, basically of any car business. Just a few words about myself. I'm quite new to the game, but I'm an automotive technician. I did check out the game just to see if it's worthy of being used for this purpose. We're gonna adjust volume so it is not too loud. We don't need ambient sound, and then maybe we can use actual sounds. So basically we are here. We're gonna start the game. I already did just a tiny bit of practice on it just to get the hang of the game itself, of the simulator, but we're gonna start a brand new session. We're gonna call it tech, and first it gives us 4 options. We can choose how easy or hard the game should be. Easy option, it's basically a simplified classic game mode. It's great for beginners. It will be less demanding. It will give you already all the parts you need to change. You just need to open the list and you will know straight away what to do, of course, if you know where to find these parts on the car. On a normal play, it's basically the same gameplay, but it's more realistic. Much more realistic to an everyday car business, car workshop. It will give you the cars with their faults. Some of them they already know. It will give you a list what they want you to fix or change. On the other hand, they will give you just a description of a problem, and you will need to investigate the fault to find the problem. And now this one will be the one which we will play because this is the closest to the actual everyday life realistic running of a car business. Expert, well, it says here only for experienced players. Remove descriptions, parts, bolts, underlines and everything. Yes, but it doesn't give you all the necessary options if you have to work hard. Now the sandbox, it's a different scenario. It's basically an unlimited version of the game. You have unlimited money, parts, upgrades and everything. You have already achieved everything you can in the game. So you start basically with a full setup workshop with all the bits and pieces you can get. And you can, well, actually I'm using this for testing out things to see how it runs, how it works, what you need to do. So we'll go with the normal one, or should we go with the expert? So actually, if we are here, let's start on expert. I don't mind having a little bit of challenge here. So here is our first workshop. Well, it is much nicer and bigger than what I started with in my real life. So let's see, what have we got here? Here's the workshop. If you look around at the moment, you have one bay with one car lift and basically a few basic tools like tire changer, have a few toolboxes, the shock absorber and coil spring repair tool, and not much more. A big bus to take your space here, but this will go away when we upgrade to the second car lift. The phone you will use to take on orders, your computer. This one you will use when you want to order parts, but later you can upgrade to a tablet and you don't have to walk here all the time. You can just do it anytime, order it on the fly while you fix the car. Here you have a radio, but we have it switched off. It will just disturb us with the technical parts. It's gonna just give us unnecessary noise in the background. So at the moment, where are we? We have two options. We can take on this job. Here's the time count. Basically, if we don't take it within this time, customer will go somewhere else. 25% bonus credit, that is great. It has some brake problems. Here we have a friend or a friend of a friend who wants us to check his car. So let's take this one first. Yes, it's quite worn out, but we go back to the phone. We don't have to walk into the phone. We can do it from this menu as well. Let's take this car as well. We have 3 parking spots in front of the garage. Here is the third one, and there is 1 and 2. So that's the max amount of cars we can take in. If we move one onto the ramp on the service bay, then we can take another one instead. So this one is with brakes. Let's see, go here, check status. It has some brake problems, which we will have to investigate. And let's see, we will bring it in, put it on our first ramp. We don't have another one, so only one option. And let's lift the car. Oh, that's loud. I guess we will just go back a little bit and adjust the level of this sound. It's way too loud. Yeah. I don't know if it's much better. Okay, let's see. Let's remove a wheel. Okay. Let's adjust these sounds a little bit more. Okay, go back. Yes, okay, let's see. Maybe this will be okay. Yeah, we have a lot of worn out parts here, as well as on the whole car. But anyway, not much good left of it. If we take a look at it, let's see, 41% is the minimum quality of parts what we can fit on the car, and we need to change 5 parts. So let's see, go back to the front wheel. I guess we will have a set of probably brake pads. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, so we have to find the screws ourselves manually, which does look like an expert option. So now we took off this, it's 9%, so we definitely need to replace that. If we look in our inventory, let's go to the other side. Okay, that's a rusty bolt. What we're gonna do here, we're gonna add a little bit of rust remover, and now we can take it out. Yes. Okay, I guess here we're gonna have a brake disc as well. It looks terrible. Okay, when we remove, we need to find the bolts. If you're not doing the simulator on the expert mode, it will highlight the spot of the screws, bolts, nuts, everything. Also, it will give you a description, a quick one, of how worn or not the parts are. Now you have to go into the... Okay, another set of brake pads. You have to go into your inventory and check the parts manually, basically. On the normal version, it will give you the actual wear and tear of each part on the screen. Now, okay, there's a brake drum, and brake shoes as well, I guess. Let's see. Brake drum definitely 23%. It's way less than 41. Shoes are still okay, even if they look crap. And we found 3 parts. We need 2 more to discover. Now, when a car comes in, you can do a general check. Now on this one we can just go step by step and do the inspection. By doing this inspection, it will check every piece step by step for the parts where we have test equipment. And as you can see on the top right corner, it will give us experience points. We use those to level up. So let's see. Well, the more it's closer to red, it means it's in a worse condition. Green is good, yellow is okay, orange to red, well, red is definitely not okay. Orange, it's close to it. Okay, we're just gonna run a full checkout just to get experience points, and then basically we can use this to level up. We can also do the fluid levels. Where's the windscreen washer? Haven't found that. Doesn't have one, possibly. It's an old car. And we skipped this. Hey, I said we are examining the rear suspension. And that's about as much as we can check here now. Now if we go on to the engine, which I have to remove this side panel if we want to get access to it, and here we could do a few checks, but it's striped out, meaning that we don't have those tools. Now we will be able to buy them soon, but for now we just don't have any of those. We're gonna put refit mode. I said fit mode. We're gonna reinstall this fender and go back to our last wheel here. Okay, here we have another brake drum. Okay, we leveled up, great. And let's see, shoes, drums, so we can add them to our shopping list and go to the computer and order these parts. Gonna go here, open our shopping list, brake shoe, we need 2 of those, no, we need 1 of those actually, and then we need 2 drums, and then we need 2 brake pads. Okay, so let's get back to our vehicle and refit everything. I'm gonna go to install mode. I am going to put the ones in worse condition. That's new in both sides. So now sometimes you have to be careful. We have different sizes for front and back, and here is the same situation. So big one in the back, small one in the front always, and especially on sports car and hypercars, you can always do this mistake that you put the wrong tire. And going at the next one. Fit the shoes, fit the brake drum, fit the wheel. And this is a small one, that's a bigger one. Yes, that's the rear one. Okay. Now go back to the front one. Here we're gonna need new brake pads. There we go. And then the caliper. Now again, find the bolts, tighten them, fit the wheel. Now to front, they're the same. And the last one. Fit the brake disc, also called rotor. Some countries call them rotors, others call them brake discs, but I'm gonna stick to brake disc. I'm used to that. Okay, front wheel. And let's see. Now, without any hints, any help, did we finish? Did we succeed? Yes, this is faded out. Everything is ticked, so it's okay. Let's see. Are we getting serious manichka? Yes, we have plenty. Okay, so we are level 2. Let's go and see. We got 1 skill point for jumping a level. We can use this to upgrade all these abilities. Now first, this is your speed moving around the workshop. Here, your ability to fix parts in your workshop, so then you don't have to buy new ones, you can fix up things and save a lot of money. This is good because in real life as well, if you learn to fix your parts, what is possible of course, then you can save a lot of money. So I'm gonna pick this one and take the first upgrade here. Then next you can increase your screwing speed. Well, that is to work faster, and unmounting and mounting speed as well, which is also great. Then here you can get discount for your parts and for different things, like half price parking for your cars. You can buy cars and upgrade them, tune them, whatever you want, but you have to park them of course. And then here is, you can cut the time to examine parts, so that's also a good upgrade. And here, if we go to the next menu, you can upgrade the garage and the tools used in the garage. So you can get an extra lift, you can get a spray painting shop, you can get a dyno shop, you can get a station for salvaging parts, what you can use after that, salvage parts to upgrade other parts, a car wash, and then a test workshop for brakes and suspension. Also you can get a storage and so on. So you can get all these things. When you get this customization extra, it allows you to change the overall appearance of your workshop. Now it looks like a small dirty garage, but we will work on that later and we will make it look nice. Here you can get extras to do tinted windows, you can get a welder, battery charger, and you can get different tools to be able to run tests on your vehicles. Here's your tablet to use it on the spot, not to walk to the computer. It will save you a lot of time, not needed to jump in and out of the vehicles or under or wherever you are. Diagnostic scanner, fuel pressure meter, electronic multimeter for electrical faults. And then you can get different tools, like for example a lathe to fix the brake discs, and a workbench to fix different parts, another workbench to fix body equipment, and an engine stand and engine crane, so you can lift out the engine from the vehicle and do it on the stand. It will make a big change basically if you're trying to fix let's say pistons with conrods, crankshafts, things like this, where it requires a lot of parts to be assembled and disassembled, and because of this it's approached from the two ends of the engine, from the top and the bottom. If it's in the vehicle, you have to lift and lower and raise the car all the time to go up and down. If you take it out, put it on the stand, it will give you a much easier way to approach parts and fix it much faster. So that is something what we will also buy down the road. But for now, we will buy basic test equipment. This is one of the most important ones to do all the compression tests, check the general condition of the engine. We will buy this tablet. Well, we do like our comfort, but I guess we will skip this for now. That's quite expensive, this as well. This one we will take for fuel system, fuel pressure, electrical of course. We have to be very careful because we are running on a budget, very tight actually. And if by any chance we run low on budget, then we're gonna kind of trick ourselves into some strange situation where if we don't have any money left, then basically we will not be able to fix cars, because anything you do on a car, it is going to cost you money first, because you need to buy the basic parts. After you bought the parts, then you can go and get the parts fitted, and then you can charge the customer. So then the customer will pay you back for the parts and for your labor for repairs. But before that, you will have to have a basic startup budget. But I'm gonna sacrifice my comfort and still gonna get the diagnostic equipment, because at the beginning, for the basic repairs, this credit will do for start, and then we will work up from that point. Now let's get back to our second car. Let's bring it in and see what happens here. So we're gonna take a quick, no, we're not gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna show you how to run. Oh my god, this is in terrible condition. What do they want? They want brake pads, fuel pump, oil filter, air filter, and tires, and oil change, and other tasks. We might not have enough money to do all this. Okay. Well, you know what? Let me show you how can you run out of money. Or at least the possibility. Let's run some tests first. Oh, we already know that there is a lot wrong with this car. Okay, so okay, let's do the exhausts as well. And the back part, I wanna show you a full checkup of the car, and then I wanna give you an example of what not to do. So we're gonna use this hard session for this. Also, I'm gonna show you in the hard session how does it not show you the next step. So you really have to figure out what is the next step for every single task. And when you will start to disassemble parts, it will actually be harder, because you have to figure out everything what is in the way. It's not gonna allow you, but it's also not gonna show you which way is the correct way. So if something is in the way, it has to be disassembled prior to the part you want to disassemble. You will have to figure it out yourself, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to remove the one you want. Okay, let's see. For example, let's remove a okay test. Now we're gonna go back to the engine, run a few more tests. Let's do a fuel system test. It will do it automatically. You just have to select it. But the problem is it will give you a general result, but it's not gonna show you anything on the way how it is doing the test. So that's the difference between hard and normal or easy. That in this one you have no input, no on-screen tips, and then whatever you need, you will have to find out yourself. Okay, well, there's much wrong with this car. What do they want? 46%. Now, change brake fluid, change power steering fluid, refill washer fluid, that's okay and easy. Change the oil, that's okay. And then here, since we ran a few tests, we know everything what's wrong now, but basically it gives us a basic description here. I was just passing by and noticed your repair shop. It's good that somebody took care of that old ruined petrol station. The car coming today. It's quite a recent purchase. Well, you shouldn't have purchased it, that's for sure. It was used on a daily basis. The condition is rather okay. Well, yes, I would argue that. It would be good to check the oil levels and tires. That should be no problem for you. If you manage, then perhaps this won't be our last meeting. See you. So it's literally giving us basic repair requirements. So we did this. Let's do a compression test and general engine check. So we know what we're dealing with, and mostly for our experience points. To jump level. There we go. Now this one runs a lot of tests, and it will just come back with a result that it's terrible condition for everything, but it's okay, it's not our problem. Now, if we want to disassemble, then let's say we touch the part, hold it and try to disassemble. We can't. Why? Well, as we can see, the spark leads are running over it, so we're gonna have to remove them first, and then we can get access to this. But since we are on the hard version, we're gonna have to find the bolts ourselves. So this one has 4 bolts to hold it, and there we go. And then we can continue if we want. So we're gonna remove one spark plug, and you see there is no feedback of condition. We have to go in here and check everything. Now we have the previously removed parts as well. We're gonna just sell them for credit. It's not good anyway. Cheap, but still, what can you do? And then we're gonna go and reassemble this engine. And get out of the game.